Ark and Tatiana's life, and they've just begun to change yours. If you will stay on this journey with us, they will change your life too. Not if, not maybe. We are embarking upon something bigger than you may know. We talk about the travel industry. Yes, travel. Everyone loves to travel. You all love to travel?
Yeah.
Everyone you know loves to travel. It is the single largest industry in the world. Nothing comes close to the size and the magnitude of the travel industry. The travel industry is so big that even during the height of the pandemic, it was still the single largest industry in the world. In the middle of a pandemic, it was still the biggest industry in the world. Nothing comes close. Now, the travel industry, by the way, the pricing model that's being used in travel, it dates back to the year 1758. 1758. The pricing model that's being used in travel is older than the country we live in. Does anybody think that maybe it's time for a new idea? Time for maybe something different. It is 265 years past due. Right? We are bringing a new model to the space. We're doing something different. We are doing things in travel that have never, ever been done before. And that's not a matter of opinion. That's not a matter of theory. That's not a matter of I think, I hope. We can prove it. And we do it all the time. We can open up our back office. Here's our travel site. We can open up Expedia, any of the sites you want. And we can go to Las Vegas. We can go to Miami Beach. We can go to Orlando, Cancun. We can go to New York, Chicago, Boston, Los Angeles. We can go to Barcelona, Paris, Tokyo, London. I do this a lot, every day, and people are like, I had no idea that those other guys mark travel up that much. I had no idea. All you got to do is Google top 10 internet companies in the world. And on the list of the top 10 are 2 travel companies making billions and billions and billions. Now, these guys do not own anything travel related. They don't own a hotel. They don't have a car rental agency. They don't have a resort. How are they making billions? Because they're ripping people off. They're jacking the price up. And they're jacking it up a lot. And they've gone to great lengths to protect their monopoly. When you know, a lot of different companies, right? All these different companies, there's Expedia, and there's Priceline, and there's Orbitz, and there's Travelocity, and Cheap Tickets, and Trivago, and Booking.com, and on and on and on. And they're all owned by the same 2 companies. And when you go from site to site to site, it's a different price. The same company owns all the sites, but they put a little bit of a different price on each site. So that way you won't kind of catch on to what's going on. Oh, I saw this price over here, but man, they got a slightly better deal over here. And they're just sitting back going. For 265 years, this is how the travel industry's worked. We're bringing a model where we can show people how to book travel for 40, 50, 60, 70% less. Not if, not maybe. Now, how many people in the world do you think would like to have that information?
Everybody.
Everybody. Do you realize that if we simply capture 1/4% of the current $10 trillion travel industry, that makes us a $25 billion per year company. If we just get 1/4 of 1%, $25 billion a year. Now, when I met Daryl Roberts, who's been emceeing the event, Mr. Daryl Roberts, give it up for Daryl. When I met Mr. David Hart, give it up for our sales founder. When I met them in 1998, these guys were making $80,000 plus per month. That's in 1998. Let me put it in today's money. They were making $1.7 million a year in today's money. They were making a lot of money. And they were making that money because we found this company that had a slightly unique idea. And that company went to about 100 million in sales. 100 million in sales, and there were people all over the place making 1.7 million a year. All because it went to 100 million. If we get 1/4 of 1%, we go to $25 billion not 100 million. The tiniest little fraction of this market. And every single one of you are going to change not only your life, your kid's life, your grandkid's life, and your great-grandkid's life. That's how big this thing is. And we don't need everybody. I'm not suggesting we're going to get 0.25%. I'm saying this, if that's all we got, we'd be 25 billion. We don't need 0.25%. We might only get 1/1000th of 1%. But from where you sit today, it's enough to make you filthy, stinking happy. Now, for the translation for the Slavic team, it's enough to make you really rich. Okay? Now, that's with the $10 trillion travel industry. 2 weeks ago, Bloomberg Finance, one of the biggest financial institutions in the world, came out and said the travel industry in the next 9 years is going to go from 10 trillion to $15.5 trillion in the next 9 years. That is a $5 trillion increase in 9 years. Now, I know that number is kind of big. It's hard to comprehend. So let me translate. The energy industry. Oil. We all know about oil, right? Yes. We have a couple of aircraft carriers. Parked in the Middle East. Simply to make sure that that oil gets from where it is to where it needs to be. We go to war over oil. The oil industry is about a $5 trillion industry. It's about a $5 trillion industry. Travel's going to grow by more in the next 9 years than the entire oil industry. And you guys are bringing a brand new model to that industry. Wow. Something that has never, ever been done before. It's something you can prove. It's not like, well, we got this new drug and, you know, I can't make any medical claims about it. I know it's not really been reviewed, but Daryl thinks it's a good idea. No, that's not what we're doing here. We can pull it up, black and white, not if, not maybe. Now, if the travel industry goes to 15.5 trillion, and we capture 1/4%, that makes this company 38,750,000,000. I'm not suggesting we're going to get 1/4%. I'm not suggesting we're going to 38 billion. I'm proposing you only need the smallest, tiniest, little fraction of the market to change your life, your kid's life, your grandkid's life, your great-grandkid's life. You can change your life today. And guys, nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. I know we celebrate Eager and Larissa, and they're on the basic, right? 13 months, 300,000 a year, residual income in 13 months. Let me say that again. 300,000 a year in 13 months. Unbelievable. We have not hit momentum. We're nowhere even close to momentum. We're approaching, but we've not hit momentum. You know what momentum looks like? That same company where I met Daryl and David. We were doing $2 million a month in January. By October, we were doing $10 million a month. We went from $2 million to $10 million in 10 months. That's momentum. And Big Mo's coming. Big Mo is coming. Now, who's going to cash in on Big Mo? The people who go to work today. The people who build an organization. You go out there, man, you become a 1-star, 2-star, whatever rank you are. You become an ambassador. When Big Mo comes, it just blows up. I mean, people are coming in, you're like, who are these people? You're in your back office like it's a game. Just hit refresh. Larissa, you got to get in here. You ain't going to believe it. Just hit refresh. Watching that daily check, right? It's unbelievable. Big Mo's coming. But we're not there yet. Today, you can go to any mall of any city, anywhere in the world. And you can say, I will give you $5,000 now if you can tell me what your voyage is. People are like, who? What? How do you even spell that? Nobody's heard of it. It's the single largest industry in the world, and we're doing things that have never been done before. It's about to grow by 50%. That's not Todd saying that. That's Bloomberg Finance saying that. If you guys want a copy of the article, text me. I'll send it to you. I just sent it to Coach D but 2 hours ago. Now, in addition to the travel industry, you also happen to have a change happening in the way people make money. The old model: go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a job, it's all going to be okay.
Student loan.
It ain't going to be okay. People have figured out it ain't going to be okay. Which is why the fastest growing segment of the global economy happens to be what's called the gig economy. Tens of millions of people have flooded to drive Uber, to drive Lyft. Why? I got to make some money. People are doing DoorDash and Instacart and delivery type services. Why? I got to make some money. People are doing podcasts and YouTube videos. I got to make some money. People are selling stuff on Amazon and eBay. I got to make some money. Do you know that 70% of what's sold on Amazon doesn't come from Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon? It comes from little, independent entrepreneurs like all of you who go buy stuff. You ship it into the Amazon warehouses. It's not his money tied up in inventory. It's all of the little independent people that got to make some money, that went and bought stuff, shipped it in, hoping to make a little commission. That's Amazon. Amazon's an entrepreneurial platform. eBay, it's an entrepreneurial platform. Uber, it's an entrepreneurial platform. Lyft, Instacart, DoorDash, Airbnb, they're entrepreneurial platforms. They can read the same trends that David Hart's reading. They know that the old model is not working. Go to school, get a degree, get a job is not working. Tens of millions of people are looking for a side hustle. They're looking for a side gig, looking for something that I can do to make some money. Now let me go back to the quote Eager shared earlier from Warren Buffett. Now how many of you know who Warren Buffett is? He happens to be the 5th richest man in the world. He started off with nothing. He did it all himself. From zero to over $100 billion. I would say this guy knows a little something about money. Okay? It was his quote: unless you find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. That's not me saying that. That's Warren Buffett, the 5th richest man in the world. If I drive Uber and I die, do they keep paying me? No. If I drive Lyft and I die, do they keep paying me? No. If I'm sending stuff into Amazon and I die and I quit sending stuff in, do they keep paying me? No. Tens of millions of people have already flooded to these kinds of opportunities. By the way, in the next 10 years, tens of millions of more are going to join them. Why? I gotta make some money. People are looking for a way to make some money. We're going to show them how to do that in the single largest industry in the world. We're going to show them how to build a travel membership. No different than how Netflix built a Netflix membership. People join Netflix. Why? I want to watch movies. It costs me less. When I join Netflix, I can watch unlimited movies. When I join Travorium, I can book travel for a lot less. I can save money. They're going to want a Travorium membership just like they wanted a Netflix membership. And you're going to go out, those memberships are going to spread. No different than Netflix. Some will come, some will go, some will quit. That happens to Netflix too. You tell someone who tells someone, they tell someone who tells someone, and it begins to spread. And person after person after person gets a membership, your base continues to grow, and next thing you know, you're sitting there like Eager going, I'll make $300,000 this year whether I work or not. Now, do you think he's done? No, the check's still going up. Yep. Come back next year. We'll be talking about Eager making $600,000 a year. Year after that, Eager's making 1.2. Now, don't be one of the people in the audience that you were here today, and maybe you're just getting started. And you come back next year, and you're still just getting started. But man, you're happy for Eager. Way to go, Eager! You want to be one of those people. I want to be someone that's rank advancing. I want to be someone that's taking advantage of the opportunity that's before me. Because there's never been a better time in the history of the world to go out and share an idea with people. Now, I understand that the network marketing industry, that very term, network marketing, the very term, multi-level marketing, is enough to bring grown men to their knees. You're not one of them things, are you? Oh, no. It's just this thing. I think it's my wife's doing it. People start running away from it, right? And I understand. But I want to help you guys understand the industry and where it's at. If you go back to the 1950s, do you know that people considered franchising to be a scam? In the 1950s, they wrote all kinds of articles, the news media, print publication. Oh, Daryl, you fell for the McDonald's scam? Oh, geez, Daryl. Oh, gee, Daryl, what were you thinking? The McDonald's scam? That's how people thought about it back then. People thought the McDonald's scam was a scam. The United States Congress almost outlawed franchising altogether. The entire U.S. Congress, that's illegal. It's no good, it's bad. Network marketing is going through the same evolutionary curve. But we happen to be about 30 years behind the franchising curve. Now, if you look at the network marketing industry today, it does nearly $200 billion a year in sales. Now, what does that mean? It means it's 20 times the size as the National Football League. Wow. It's 20 times the size as European football. It's bigger than the NFL, the music industry, the movie industry, and the organic food industry combined. That's the network marketing industry. You mean one of the pyramid things? Yeah, one of the pyramid things. That's the network marketing industry. 20 times the size as the National Football League. Now, you know there's 128 million people that participate in the network marketing industry. That's more than the population of Spain and France combined. 128 million people, and it's going up every day. 128 million people involved with them pyramid things? That must be a big pyramid. Guys, the industry is coming of age. Do you know who happens to own 3 network marketing companies?
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Oh yeah, the 5th richest man in the entire world. Warren Buffett, the 5th richest man in the entire world, owns 3, not 1, not 2, 3 direct sales companies. Fortune magazine, dollar for dollar, one of the best investments I ever made. You know why? Because Warren Buffett can read the same trends that David Hertz read. People need a way to make some money. How many of you heard of a little bank? What's that bank called? Citibank? Any of you heard of Citibank? Yeah. Citibank happens to have $2.4 trillion under management. The entire GDP of France is $2.6 trillion. So we're talking about a bank that's as big as France. A bank that's bigger than most European countries. And they happen to own one of the biggest pyramid companies in the entire United States. It's called Primerica. Wait a minute, hold on. Citibank? One of the biggest financial institutions in the world owns one of them pyramid things? Yes, network marketing has come of age. It's becoming into its own, right? It's getting bigger every single day. People are figuring out that it's not one of those pyramid things. It's simply an incredible way to share information with consumers, to take a product directly from the manufacturer to the consumer. Rather than spend millions of dollars on advertising, which is how people tell people. Now, how many of you have a DVR at home? You DVR shows. Any of you record your shows and then watch it later? Okay, only one guy. Okay, only one guy. One guy in this entire room. Now, Todd, we don't watch TV. You know tomorrow's Sunday, right? Only one guy in the entire room watches TV, you know. Most people today record their shows and they fast forward through the commercials. So the commercials are no longer as effective as they used to be. So they're finding out that social media, people telling people, is the way that a lot of products get sold today. It's friends telling friends. Now, for the most part, they trick you all into doing it without paying you. Right? We tell people about a great restaurant. We tell people about a great movie. If you think about Facebook and Instagram, how many of you are on Facebook or Instagram? Look around. How many of you are on Facebook or Instagram? Almost the entire room. All of you are on Facebook and Instagram. They have 3 billion users. 3 billion. 40% of the global population. And yet they've never, ever advertised. Ever. How do you get 3 billion people to sign up for something when you've never advertised? And you think back, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I invited my friends, and my friends invited their friends, and their 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 friends invited their friends, right? That made Mark Zuckerberg one of the 10 richest men in the world. He's worth over $100 billion. Now, how many of you got a check from Mark because you sent him a lot of people?
Zero.
Anybody? Anybody get a check? How many of you got a check from David Hart? Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg tricked 3 billion people into becoming network marketers and didn't pay him for it. Wow. And we're like, Mark, well done. That's a reputable company. Right? They got me to do something for free. That's reputable. I go out and legitimately save huge money on travel. I tell my good buddy Daryl about it. Dave Hart sends me a check. Oh, I wouldn't want anything to do with that. Huh? Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Does it not make sense that if I legitimately save money on something, and then I tell a friend about it, and the company says, hey, thank you for bringing me a new customer, here's some money. And people are like, oh, don't bring that stuff near me. It's just an education process, guys. It's an education. As people start to learn that network marketing has become of age. How many of you ever heard of Virgin Airlines? Virgin Galactic? Sir Richard Branson? He used to be Richard Branson. Now he's Sir Richard Branson. The king and the queen knighted him. Sir Richard Branson owns Virgin Airlines, putting people in space. He was the keynote speaker at the Pyramid Convention about 3 years ago. Telling people, this is the thing you ought to do. This is the wave of the future. I understand your friends and family don't know that. I understand that some of them are little, you're doing what? With eager? Right? I understand people might be doing that. But know that you have the trends on your side. You have the facts on your side. People may be skeptical of our travel, but we can prove it. We can open up the back office. People may be skeptical of network marketing. We can prove it's booming, it's growing, it's getting bigger. Tens of millions of people are looking for a way to make extra money. The old model, go to school, get a degree, get a job, isn't working and people know it. In fact, one of the biggest debates in the United States Congress recently is, should we bail out all the kids with student loans? How many of you heard about that debate?
Oh, yeah.
Have been having that debate. All these kids are buried in debt. They're living at home with their parents. Okay? So they went to school, they're $100,000, $200,000 in debt. They can't pay back the loan. The loans are coming due. They're living in their basement of their parents because they're having trouble paying the loan. And it's become such a national epidemic. The entire United States Congress and the White House, right, they're debating, right? Maybe we should bail these kids out. Maybe we should just pay off all the loan because this is clearly a national disaster. Now, whether you're for the idea of bailing them out or not for the idea of bailing them out is not the point. The point is, what part of a government bailout sounds like it's working? And yet, that's what people keep doing. Every year they go to school, got to get a job. It's clearly not working. And the point, guys, is you don't need everybody. You just need the tiniest little fraction of the market to say, wow, this is unique. This is different. I am looking for a way to make money. Yeah. The tiniest little more people. In the old days, we had Keith Brown speak this morning. Keith's like, man, in the old days, you'd have 10,000 people on your team to make 10 grand a month. Today, I don't need thousands. I only need 188 in my left leg and 188 in my right leg. And I'm making $10,000 per month in residual income. No company in the history of our industry has ever made that kind of money available on that small a team. Ever.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
It has never, ever, ever existed. Has it existed, Daryl?
Never.
You can get with anyone that knows anything about network marketing, direct sales. It has never, ever existed. That's why we call this a 10x compensation program. You can literally make 10 times as much in our compensation program as you can in other companies, all the way up to ambassador. Now, after ambassador, it starts to trail off and become like a normal pay program, okay? But up until ambassador, you're in the 10x zone. And every ambassador, right? Man, those were the glory days, man. 25 left, 25 right, $2,000 a month, 188, 188. I mean, the 10x zone is sweet. After the 10x zone, you're still making money, but the gap becomes a little bigger and the income's more normal. It doesn't quite have the same pop, right? Then David Hart comes along and says, we're going to let you live in the 10x zone. Because when you become an ambassador, we're going to give you another position completely for free. Cost you nothing. Zero. You don't have to build it. Yeah, Dave, I appreciate the spot. Not going to build it, but thank you. You can just keep doing your 2 legs. There's no requirement here. You don't have to go build it, but you can. So you're sitting there building your 2 legs, and then you think, I got this free spot over here. Maybe I'll just go put 3 people in, right? You put 3 people in, you're making $4.10 a day. That's an extra $1,500 a year. With the $1,500 a year, you might go buy a travel pack and take 2 more vacations. Maybe just take it, put it in your pocket, take your wife shopping. I could put in 3 people, make $1,500. And then those 3 people tell a few, 25 bucks, I make an extra $2,000 a month. You can live in the 10x zone. No company has ever done that. No company's ever done anything close to that. And as you guys get to go through the comp plan training we're going to be doing, you're like, oh, this thing just keeps getting better and better and better. And nobody knows about it. You guys are the pioneers. You're first. But the big question is, what are you going to do about it? Because being in the right place, right time doesn't mean anything if you don't do something about it. When Jesus died on the cross, he wasn't alone. There was a thief to the left and a thief to the right. Now, if there were ever 2 guys in the right place at the right time, it was these 2 guys. Now, one of them said, Jesus, when you enter into your kingdom, will you remember me? And Jesus says, I promise you from this day forward, from on out, you'll be in paradise. The other guy didn't do anything. 2 guys, both in the right place at the right time, but only one of them did something about it. One went up, and the one we don't want to talk about. Right? You want to be the one that took action. Now, what is the action you have to take? Darren's already told you part of the formula. You got to read 10 pages of a good book every day. You got to listen to 15 minutes of audio every day. Our CEO and founder said we got to reprogram ourselves for success. Get around and eager. He thinks differently than the average person. He's read the book, Think and Grow Rich, 50 times. Not once, not twice. They've read it 50 times. He thinks a little bit different than the average person, right? Eager doesn't get distracted or bothered by the little things, right? He's got this very positive mental attitude. I need to get around more of that. Why? Because I've been hanging out with a lot of people that every time something happens, they complain. But they don't make no money. I want to hang around with people that make money, and I find out they don't complain over those little things. I have to change the way I think. It's in the Bible, guys. If you go to the book of Romans 12:2, it says, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Transformation. Transformation comes from changing the way you think. That's the word according to God, not Todd. Okay? Don't get those 2 confused. All right. 10 pages of a good book every day. 15 minutes of positive audio. Prospect 3 to 5 people every day. But Todd, they all said no. I don't care. Go talk to a new 3 to 5. But they said no. I don't care. Go talk to another 3 to 5. They all said no. Go talk to another 3 to 5. They all said no. Go talk to another 3 to 5. 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5. No, 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 no. Yes. I only need 2 to change my life. I only need an eager here and a Tatiana here. I only need 2. I don't care how many no's you get. You just keep going. You just keep going. You just do it and 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 do it some more. Who can do it? Say, I can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. All you got to do is talk to 3 to 5 every day. 10 pages of a good book. 15 minutes of positive audio. I ask 3 to 5 every day. Are you open? That's the only question. Are you open? Would you like to travel more? Would you like to travel for less? Are you open to making money? Are you open to changing your life? That's the question. 3 to 5 every day. You're plugging into all the team events. Eager and Larissa, they got Zooms going every hour on the hour. Yulia's got Zooms. Every time I turn around, Yulia, Todd, come do a Zoom for me. I mean, everyone's got Zooms. Are you plugging in? Plug in and be here 5 years from now. It's that simple. Now, Todd, that can't be true. If it were that simple, everybody would do it. That is not true. This is not a test of ease. It is not easier to eat a candy bar than an apple. It is not easier to eat a hamburger than a salad. It is not about simplicity. It's about choice. And you make that choice every single day. And in the book of Deuteronomy, the Old Testament, it says, I set before you life and death. I set before you blessings and curses. I set before you prosperity and disaster. Choose. Choose. And you make that choice every single day. And if you choose to do the small, simple things anybody could do. I'm eating my apple, Todd. Eat an apple a day. You've all heard that. Apple a day? Man, I'm eating my apple. I'm flossing my teeth. I'm working out. Do the simple things anybody could do. And it will change your life. And look around the room. Look around. Look at each other. Look at the person to the left. Look at the person to the right. You're going to see somebody who's willing to go on that journey with you. You're going to see somebody who's willing to help you, support you, encourage you, motivate you, and help you change your life.